you'd probably be forgiven for thinking I'm driving around in the latest E-Class Mercedes. Well, you'd be wrong. You might even be forgiven for thinking from behind this car resembles the Mercedes CLS. And from the front, it's got a little bit of Bentley about it and even Jaguar XKF. Well, on all those counts, you'd definitely be wrong because I'm not driving any of those cars. I'm actually driving the Genesis G80. Now, if you've never heard of Genesis, they are the luxury arm of Hyundai Motors. Hyundai Motors from South Korea, also part of Kia. Now, the Genesis G80 was actually introduced back in 2017, but not here in the UK. It's now in its third generation, and it is here in the UK, so it's been refined and remodeled a little bit. Came here in 2022. We need to get around it, we need to have a look at it, see what the different trim levels are, the different configurations, and above all, see whether it's value for money and does it cut the mustard with those aforementioned cars. You're watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel. If you've never seen what we do before, then feast your eyes for the next minute and a half on this. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this. I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun. Oh, really? So there you have it, guys, the Ferrari Roma, my birthday present. Here we go, we're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the paint. That's a real one.
I think it makes a good word.
Alright, go
nice
with
to
it,
start.
mate. Nice to see you. Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Watch Show. And guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. Genesis G80s come in 3 different trim levels. The entry-level car is called the Premium. You've then got Luxury, and top-of-the-range cars are called Sport. Entry-level price is very, very good. In actual fact, 43,000 UK pounds for everything you see here. There are 7 different choices when it comes to the exterior colour. If you like solid white, then you're in luck because that is included in the price. However, the metallics all come at a premium 760 UK pounds extra. There's a couple of choices on the design and colour of the interior, and on top of that you will get 19-inch alloys, LED headlights and rain sensing wipers as part of your package. One of the biggest pluses about buying a Genesis car, and I mean any Genesis car, you will get bang for your buck. You're going to get value for money in these cars because they include everything, absolutely everything. Unlike other manufacturers, especially in the premium segment, where they're loading these cars up with packs and extra bits and pieces that you're going to have to pay for. Genesis don't. They include everything. For example, on this car, right-hand side here, you've got the distance control, the lane keepy. This car can literally drive itself. It's got cruise control, it's got a speed limiter, sign recognition, it's got tyre pressure monitor. It will even tell you when you need to stop and have a cup of coffee because you've been driving too long. All the controls are managed by a radar system at the front of this car that detects the road surface that you're actually driving on and works out the speed that you're driving and sets up the suspension system accordingly. I mean, this is absolute incredible stuff. It's cutting edge stuff, for example. I mean, you don't get much better for the money. This is what I'm trying to get over to you. You get front and rear reversing cameras, forward camera. You've got the beepers front and rear as well, which help you to park the car. I mean, it's a big car. You're going to need that to help you park. But this car, it's got it all as part and parcel of the product here. You get the air conditioning up the front here as well. You get these fabulous seats. This is all on the entry-level car as well. Really nice bolstered seats. They're fully electronic as well, heated for in the winter, keep your handies nice and warm. You get a heated steering wheel as well. you see where I'm going with this? It's all kind of included in the price. And the best bit of all is you don't even need to get out to a showroom. They'll bring a car to you to test drive. How's that? Simply incredible. I love driving this car. Lovely big peripheral vision, lovely big mirrors, right position, super comfortable. You've got different modes for driving as well. So your mode button is down here. If you push that on the center of this lovely, on this particular car, we've got the 12-inch digital cluster on this car. It's gorgeous. Entry-level car's slightly smaller, but the digital cluster on this car's 12. It's even 3D as well, and you can set the definition on it and all stuff like that. So you come up, you've got comfort. So you push it once. I'm in the comfort mode, and that's in like a blue color. And then you go into sport mode, and what happens is everything starts to tighten up a little bit. Even the seat squeezes you a little bit when you go into sport mode. You get, more acceleration out of the car. You get that full power going down onto the engine. Yeah, it's lovely. You can really feel everything. And then finally, if you push it again, you go into the eco mode. Now, speaking of eco, let's talk about some stats here as well, because I think it's really important we go through the economy of this car. There's a trip computer in the center that you can flick up and down using the Nell button on the right here. I'm going to flick to accumulated info, not current info. So we've got an accumulated info of 25.4 miles to the gallon. Now, that doesn't sound very good, but there again, we've been road testing this car, and we're journalists. We're not driving this as frugally as what we probably could do. I'm going to let you know that the other day I did a 2-hour drive. I went down to meet some other journalists to have a look at this car and discuss it. On that drive there and back, I managed to get 36.2 to the gallon, which I was pretty surprised about. But that was just driving at a steady 70 miles an hour in the cruise control on the motorway. Absolutely seamless, lovely drive, beautiful, comfortable. But currently combined at the moment around town and out on the road, 25.4. So do bear that in mind. All in all though, I mean, what a car to drive. It ticks the boxes for me. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's comfortable. It's a lot, you can just sit here and spend hours and hours. It was designed to be driven, this car. Let's put it that way. Under the bonnet, there's only one engine and gearbox configuration available with all the trim levels. It's a 2.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol turbo-powered engine, and it will develop around 300 brake horsepower. It's mated up to an 8-speed auto gearbox, which will propel this car from 0 to 60, bearing in mind it's 2.5 tons in weight, in just, wait for it, 6 seconds, can you believe? Incredible. It's a really fast car, believe it or not. The car is available as all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive only, and that will depend on which trim level you opt for. In the back for the passengers, well, it doesn't get much more luxurious, to be honest with you. Get 2 decent sized adults either side. There is a seat in the middle, but it's a real temporary fix for a lift home from the pub or the restaurant. I wouldn't want to sit in that middle seat for more than a few minutes, let's put it that way. But the seats either side, very sumptuous, well bolstered. On the luxury trim and above, you do get the electronically adjusted seats. You also get heated rear seats as well. You can have the addition of the monitors in the back, and you do get dual zone air climate control, so your passengers can set their own temperature and air. I think all in all, you'd want to be a passenger in this car. It's very, very nice. Round at the back of the G80, it definitely, in my opinion, has a whiff of Mercedes CLS about it when you look at it from a distance especially. Luxury trim level cars get an assisted boot lift, which is very, very nice. And inside, once you're in the boot, you'll get a very generous 424 litres of boot space, which is massive. Not quite as big as some of the others in its class, but definitely more than big enough to take a few suitcases. What you'll also notice is there is a ski hatch. So when you're off for the weekend to the Alps, you can poke your skis through there with your poles as well. Plus, both the rear seats do fold down, so any of those extra long items that you need to slide in there and transport is not going to be a problem. So one of the best things about buying a Genesis car is the after sales and the warranty that you get with this car. In my opinion, this is one of the best in the business. Seriously, it's a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty, but it includes a 5-year care plan, which includes all your servicing for the first 5 years. I mean, that is just unbelievable in itself. Then add to that 5 years roadside assistance. So if anything does happen to you while you're out on the road, you're fully covered there as well. On top of that, you've got a 12-year anti-perforation warranty. That's for all the rusty bits, should any appear, which I doubt you're ever going to get with a car of this, this quality. And then you've got a 3-year paint warranty. On top of that, you've got free software updates over the air as well. And when it comes to servicing your car and collecting it and dropping it off and things like that, you don't have to go anywhere. It's all covered. They will actually, the guys at Genesis will send out somebody with a car, drop it off to you and pick your car up and then bring your car back and swap it back over again. All as and when you feel comfortable, in your own time. How incredible is that? Why aren't all manufacturers doing this? It's absolutely unbelievable. You get right from the very start, you will get a concierge, a Genesis concierge that looks after you personally and your car, which again, I think is lovely. So when that person rings up, you know exactly who it is, you've dealt with them before. And then when it comes to actually purchasing the car, Genesis don't have sales rooms per se. There aren't sales rooms like other manufacturers all around the country. There are very few and far between. But what they do, if you want to test drive a car, then you just go on the website or call them up and they'll bring one to you to test drive. Genius, absolutely brilliant. And all of the Genesis sales team are on fixed salaries. Nobody's on commission. Even better, there's no hard sale push. So when it comes to buying a Genesis and the after sales care with the Genesis, it's just the best I've ever heard.